So this is my 245 gallon Reef tank aquarium. It's not fully set up yet, but I wanted to demonstrate the canopy lift mechanism. In the rear of the tank, there are two linear rails mounted vertically here and here that attach to the cabinet base. They're bolted into the back of the cabinet, and they have sliding bearings similar to what's on a CNC machine. That attaches to an assembly that is made of 3-inch U-channel steel that goes up and forms a frame that goes into the back of the canopy. So in the middle, there is a linear actuator that has 36 inches of travel from Progressive Automations, and it's powered by a 12-volt power supply, and it will lift the aquarium hood up and down at about 6.6 inches per minute. So it's fairly slow, but fast enough for this application. So to demonstrate, so you notice when I throw the switch, it doesn't initially go because the actuator is backed off from the lift assembly to ensure that the actuator doesn't bind, and also the frame is backed off very slightly from the canopy so that the canopy doesn't bind, and so the frame weight is not resting on the tank. So when the actuator sets the frame down, it actually rests on steel plates on the back of the stand so that none of the frame weight is actually on the glass. The frame itself weighs about 150 pounds. The canopy top is probably 75 or 80 pounds. The light fixture is probably around 50 pounds. So the whole assembly is just shy of 400 pounds, and the actuator is rated for 400 pounds. So in the middle, you can see the center support is the actuator. The two supports on the left and right attached to the linear rail system in the back. The whole assembly, you can see, is a flat black. It's been powder coated to ensure that it withstands the marine environment. And as the actuator lifts, you can see that there is some wobble to the lift mechanism, but if you have two actuators, one each side, the lift would be much smoother, and I actually have tested that. There is assembly mounts on the left and right sides on the main support beams for actuators. However, we found it was difficult to match them in both the up and down with just a simple DC speed controller. So probably we'll go back and adjust that later. So at full stop, it has automatic limit switches. The actuator stops by itself. It is a worm drive system, so that when the motor turns off or power is disconnected, it still holds in its position. So if I throw the switch to the off position, there's no danger of the hood or canopy dropping. So reverse the polarity on the motor, and the canopy will back down. Again, it's pushing against the weight of the motor, so the canopy moves down at a similar rate as it did previously. So the slow motion is an advantage in this application because we did not want anything to hit the glass at a very high rate of speed, obviously, to risk damaging it. So the canopy itself obviously is not finished. There will be a molding piece here that covers the remaining piece, but the canopy will be finished, after the lift is assembled.